Bourbon.
Bourbon. Hold on, can we do the...
Oh.
Tasty.
Beer.
Oh, man.
Welcome back, race fans, to episode number 13 of the Armchairs Racers podcast. I am your host, Tommy Joe, alongside my co-host here,
Alex Reckless.
and we had one hell of a race this weekend.
It was a good race.
It was a really good.
Watched half of it.
I think I missed the first couple laps. I missed Larson spinning. I think when I got the TV on, it was about 10 laps in, because I was out and about with Jill. What were we doing? Oh, we went to Walmart.
Nice. I caught the last stage.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll get into that. How was your weekend?
Friday was Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
Went to Rosalita's with the fams.
Nice. Rosalie, that's a good place.
Yeah. Saturday went to Asbury with Mel because there's a Jersey Devil Fest in the Paranormal Museum. They had a whole bunch of things. Yeah, they had talkers. They had vendors. All the fun stuff.
Nice.
And then even after that, we got kidnapped by their parents.
Oh.
Because they wanted to go out to dinner, and we already ate. Mel and I ate.
Yeah.
And their sister was not hungry, and they were calling. Their father was calling and harassing them, and they came over, and they're like, "You're coming out."
No. So where'd you end up going, or did you not go with
Moore's.
them? More. Oh, okay.
I just drank on their tab,
Hey,
and there was a cover band.
if it's free, it's for me.
It's free. It's for me. Yeah. and then Sunday, my family did the Fiber bike tour that I did not partake in because I'm not biking through the fucking 5 boroughs. So
yeah,
Mel,
I don't want to be in New York, let alone be on a bike in New York.
So Mel and I came back home here and watched the dog. We went longboarding at the rec center with Puppy.
Aww.
So we went skating. Yeah, it was
Was
fun.
Scarlett longboarding too, or was she walking?
Just running around with me.
Oh, okay.
But I took out my coffin cruiser.
Yeah.
I got to use that.
Did you eat shit again, like a poke?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Actually,
okay.
almost.
Oh, you almost ate shit. Okay. Okay.
On the way back, I cause it's shaped like a coffin. Have I ever showed you it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the back wheels like really stick out, and it's shorter.
You stepped on it?
I stepped on the wheel. It's a little getting used to it, but it was good. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty eventful. This was like the first kind of weekend I was able to reset after the wedding.
Yeah. No, for sure, because we had Dover. This was
we
really
had the
also
wedding and
first
Dover.
reset.
Yeah. But Saturday was my niece's first communion, so we had people over at the house. Had to get the house ready, get food, this and that, and that was a good time. And then Sunday was like finally the first day that like I slept into 10 o'clock. Like now 7 a.m. is sleeping in for me. Like sleeping into 10 o'clock, that's late.
Mel and I slept until like 7. We slept in until 12, and then we went to bed at like 6 yesterday.
I'm so jealous.
Oh my god, we did a lot of sleeping.
Between the wedding and Dover, my room has been like just like a mess, from like getting things ready and putting things out. And
you can tell I'm still recovering. Like, it's not bad, but yeah.
Because Sunday, all day Sunday, we just went right through the room because Jill lives with me, so like it's my room is smaller than this, and it's 2 people. So like we got more like those cubbies like you have. We got the smaller ones, but I got 2 of them. We stacked them up on each other, and
so it almost looks like that.
Yeah, but it's like the 2x3, so we got 2 of them. So it's 2x6, and then we're probably gonna get 2 more and put them over by on my side of the room because I need to put stuff away. But
I tell you, those are the best fucking storages.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, So Sunday morning, I broke out the Blackstone. Okay. And I made some of my famous portable egg and cheeses.
Oh yeah, you just wanted to make some.
Just wanted to make some.
Nice.
So that was good breakfast in the morning.
And so, was that toolbox just for all the stuff that you have?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's nothing new in there. It's just that
nothing new. But it was $20, whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like $50-$60 new. Yeah. And it still had everything on it. So I mean,
yeah, okay, good.
It was brand new to me. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And then so Sunday was just a good like deep clean day. We still have some more stuff to go over, but we didn't get to bed till like 11 o'clock. just straight worked literally throughout the day. I didn't. I don't want to do laundry ever again. I don't want to do laundry ever again. I have a load to go in. I hate it. Cause like
it never ends.
I know, cause like our dryer is smaller than the washer.
Okay.
So like I could fit a heaping load of laundry into the washing machine.
But then you have to split it.
I had to split it. So now I just split it beforehand, so I don't have stuff just waste in the wash. But yeah. So and now it's Monday. It's Monday and we're recording, and hopefully it's Tuesday and you're listening to this.
Yes.
Hopefully, because it seems to be that now for our diehard Funt listeners. I don't know who's a diehard Funt listener, but you can catch us now on Tuesdays, hopefully, and then you can catch Funts on Thursdays, because now it seems like we're gonna be recording on Wednesdays at Jack's.
Okay.
So whatever NASCAR stuff that I missed during the week, whatever like key points that were like really big, like we're probably gonna talk about the fight on Wednesday. We're probably gonna talk about that and probably the bracket on Wednesday because Zach is in on the bracket. Or
he got in on it.
I think he forgot. No, he forgot to do the bracket.
Okay.
But he said he was gonna copy me anyway. Okay. But yeah. So speaking of the bracket, Denny Hamlin on his podcast today. I was really really looking forward to listening to his podcast today.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. He said that no one is winning the grand prize because everyone got the first week wrong. No one got it right. I missed 4. I forgot which 4 I missed, but I did put in some upsets, and I think some of the upsets hit.
Nice.
Like I think I took someone over Bell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. It's Kansas. It's Kansas. Toyota's gonna do well, but I'm glad I did that. Mm-hmm. But I guess we'll see how we'll do. Keep going forward. So you want to roll into some NASCAR news?
NASCAR news. What do we got on?
So this week you had Formula One at Miami.
You know, I wanted to watch it and I didn't.
I wanted to watch it too, but that race was so entertaining, and I don't even know what time it was. I mean, I'm not an F1 fan, but like I like motorsports.
Yeah, and it's Miami.
It's on in our time zone.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it, but I didn't have time.
I had no idea when it was on.
You know who's a traitor?
Who?
Patrick Mahomes. And Mike, if you're listening to this, Patrick Mahomes is a traitor.
Does Mike listen to us?
Sometimes. Okay. I think he's mentioned stuff about it before.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City boy, was not in fucking Kansas City. You know where he was? Fucking Miami. Watching the fucking Miami Grand Prix. You know, what a traitor. You know, you got to support your home. Well, not really his hometown because Kansas City, Missouri, but, you know, it's the other side of Kansas City, in Kansas. But, yeah, so you had Formula One go up against NASCAR. And I will admit, Formula One has figured out how to market themselves very well.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, their on-track package is nowhere near our package.
Did you watch any highlights?
I watched a little bit. I mean, Max Verstappen won. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure the last time we talked about F1, Max Verstappen won.
I mean, there's a reason why that name's very
Red Bull is just, you know...
Yeah.
Like, they try to implement the salary cap, but, you know...
I would like to see Red Bull come back into NASCAR.
Yeah.
I think it would be possible for them to do that again with the way the teams are going. We talked about this before.
You know, actually, I was thinking about this on the way over here. So there's 36 charters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the most you can have on a team is 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if each manufacturer has 3 teams, that's 12 drivers.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So actually, no, I did that math wrong. Because that'd be 48. If they were to do 48 teams, then... Well, no, because you still don't need... Like, you would have, like, you'd probably have one team full 4.
Yeah.
And then probably 2 teams of 2.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
There's room for a 4th manufacturer.
Yeah.
You know? Because you got Legacy at MC going to Toyota next year, which I just found out today that they are not affiliated with Joe Gibbs. It's not going to be a satellite team. According to Denny, they're going to be building their own engines. It's like Toyota's going to be making their engines for them.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be... All the R&D is going to be separate
legacy.
It's going to be
legacy and Toyota. Legacy.
This is going to be like Michael Waltrip Racing. There's no affiliation.
But I hope it's not like Michael Waltrip Racing.
Michael Waltrip Racing was on the verge of success
until they got caught cheating, right?
Until Spingate, yes. Until Spingate, which you know, now thinking back on it, like I wonder if like Joe Gibbs had any kind of like
probably
playing that
because Toyota teams working together, of course.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying like throwing them under the bus.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, I would not put that past Coach Gibbs.
Yeah, but I just hope that being on their own, Toyota makes this almost like a TRD racing team, and Toyota's like, we want, Joe Gibbs is doing good.
Yeah,
but we want Toyota running up front. We're gonna work with them and make this team good.
I mean, Toyota said earlier this season that they want to expand.
Yeah.
To think 8 additional cars, or 6 to 8 additional cars aside from Joe Gibbs in 2311.
Right.
I think that's a big number to get.
I mean, what does that even out the field?
Because you're stealing from Chevys then.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
there's so many of these extra little teams like Legacy, Inspire, and
but all these teams. Stuart Haas isn't going to Ford. I mean,
it's Toyota.
Tony's not going to Toyota. That's why he left Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to Toyota. Maybe Chevy. He's not going to Toyota. Penske. I'm pretty sure Penske is American because he races. Maybe not because he races Chevrolet in IndyCar, Ford in NASCAR, but he also races Porsche in the IMSA series. Yeah. But I think the only teams that you could kind of take from would be Spire, because the whole thing with well,
what's Spire's the 7 and 77, right?
Yeah, because I think that there should be no more than 3 teams per manufacturer.
Yeah,
because you're gonna have Legacy, 2311, and Joe Gibbs. Mm-hmm. You have Hendrick Motorsports, RCR, and Trackhouse. I mean, those are really the top 3.
They are.
That's the top 3.
Those are your winning
Chevy teams.
Yeah.
To me, I think anyone below that doesn't matter.
No.
I mean, yeah, they're your Chevy drivers, but I mean,
Spire.
Hendrick's getting everything they can get out of Chevrolet, and I would even put Trackhouse above RCR right now. I mean, maybe with Kyle Busch, maybe they can get above that. I mean, granted,
last year, yes.
Last year, definitely. Yes. I mean, this year, RCR has 2 wins. Trackhouse is still looking for their first win of the year.
But they're doing good.
Oh yeah, I mean, Ross is leading the points.
Yeah.
I
think they both had good finishes this race, or they were going to, until something happened to.
I can look it up right now.
Suarez, he was running good, and something happened.
Let me just go into Racing Reference.
I just have
to talk
again. I talk too much.
I cannot read it. The only way I can tell is him because
the Mexican flag.
15th. I mean, that's the top 15. I mean, that's not terrible.
He was in the top 10 until something happened.
Yeah. I mean, but those Trackhouse cars are always on top. Speaking of RCR and Trackhouse, do you know? Let's see, where's standings? This does not want to acquire. There we go, standings. So there's beautiful standings. So let's see, where are we? So we got 33. Look at that.
Chase is in 29th.
Who's in 30th?
Austin Dillon.
A guy that's ran at every race.
Harrison Burton has as well.
Yeah, but Harrison Burton sucks. And Noah, I love you, Noah. You're great for the sport.
He's been doing horrible.
See, that's why I think going to Toyota, they can't get worse.
No,
they can't. No. I mean, it's just they're the bottom pecking order of Chevrolet.
Yeah.
They need to get that direct funding. Like I said, 3 teams per manufacturer.
I do see. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I do see Spire possibly going to Toyota.
I could see it.
Because Corey LaJoie is starting to show.
He is.
In Chevy. But they're probably not getting the funding that they need.
No.
If Toyota's like, we will give you what you need,
I 100%. Because and LaJoie is having a really good season this year.
He is.
Because I mean, I've seen him in the top 10 now more than ever.
He's having his
breakout season.
He's having his Matt DiBenedetto season when he was in the 95.
Yes.
He's having that he's just having those finishes.
Like Corey LaJoie is that guy that like everyone could like. I mean, shitposting will probably shit on him once he gets more popular because shitposting just likes to shit on popular drivers because low IQ, I guess. Sorry, shitposters. I have noticed a trend on shitposting that just because a guy they'll like a guy, he'll get popular and then they'll hate him. But LaJoie seems to be having that breakout season for him. I mean, he's very shit equipment, but he's also like he's someone like everyone's like, oh, like maybe he's gonna go to the 4. I think he's going to take Spire to not the top, but he's going to take Spire forward because he's been working with that team for a while now.
Yeah.
And he has so much of himself invested into that team. I don't see him going anywhere because he wants to, be able to.
He wants to make a name.
He wants to be able to enjoy the fruits of his labor.
Mm-hmm. And I think that could be a team. That'll be another team that goes to Toyota.
I think,
and that could benefit them.
Yeah, I think Spire could go, and then I think teetering on that edge would be Kaulig, because Kaulig has support from RCR. Mm-hmm. Depending on how this season goes, I wouldn't be surprised if they go to Toyota.
Yeah, because last year they were okay. This year I haven't heard too much from them.
No.
So.
They run full time last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, Justin Haley. It's just hard to judge,
I know.
Because this is the second year of a new car. Mm-hmm. The second year of their team.
This is first year. This is last year was the first year for them.
Yeah, and this is the first time with 2 full time drivers.
Yeah.
Because Allmendinger, Noah, and Daniel Heinrich ran it part time. Mm-hmm. Ran the 16 part time last year. It's just, I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot. Like I feel like that parity from last season is gone, and we're starting to see. I mean, this year is really just Hendrick and Gibbs. I
mean, there's still bring up the winners.
Well, you have Joey Logano, but he hasn't other than that win at Atlanta. What has he really done?
Didn't he win at Bristol?
No, Bell won at Bristol. Gibbs.
Oh.
3 Gibbs driver. You have Denny, Gibbs, and Bell.
I thought Logano won because
I
thought
Bell.
It was his second.
No,
win.
it was Bell.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I know you're wrong.
I don't know this shit anymore.
Why are we doing the podcast?
Bell, yeah. Okay.
Bell, yeah. I mean, look at it. You have Logano.
Well, those are...
No, sorry.
Yeah.
You have Stenhouse, Busch, Byron, Logano, Reddick, Larson, Bell, Larson, Busch, Truex, Hamlin.
All right, so yeah, Chevys are...
It's Chevy. It's the Chevy and Toyota game. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you got Busch with 2 wins, you got Larson with 2 wins, you got Byron with 2 wins, you got Reddick with a win, you have Logano. I mean, Logano's a lone Ford with a win.
Yeah, and Stenhouse was that's Daytona.
Yeah,
honestly, that's Daytona. That's Daytona and Atlanta.
Yeah,
to anybody's
exactly. Because I mean, people say that Busch lucked his way into Talladega. He lucked out of fucking Daytona. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's almost righting the wrong from Daytona. Well,
who won? Talladega?
Busch.
Yeah, he walked his way in.
Yeah, because Blaney and
Bubba
and Bubba wrecked, and Busch was right there.
Yeah.
So I mean, the way he lost
Daytona,
he won Talladega. Yeah. So I mean, it's like everyone wants to say like how many times a guy lucks into a win. Mm-hmm. How many times has he lucked out of a win?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like Busch is the perfect example for this year of how a guy has lucked out of a win and lucked into a win. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because people forget when you luck out. Mm-hmm. They don't forget when you luck into a win.
No. Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, I was saying, so NASCAR versus F1. we went way off on a tangent here. So, NASCAR has NASCAR could take some points from F1 on how to market their drivers, because it's known that they have a star issue. Yeah. They don't have stars. You know what I mean? I remember back in the day, like, you would hear NASCAR drivers in pop culture: Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, hell, even like Matt Kenseth and Jimmy Johnson and Carl Edwards. You would hear them in pop culture. You still hear Dale Earnhardt to this day in pop culture. You know what I mean?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah. F1 does a great job of marketing the drivers, but their on-track product sucks. And this weekend was like the perfect storm for NASCAR, because you had an amazing race at
a lot of close racing.
This was the most lead changes at a 400-mile race.
Although there's a lot of cautions in the first two.
There were a lot of cautions, but people were complaining there weren't enough cautions at Martinsville. You know, so it's like, what do you want?
True.
People complain, there wasn't enough cautions at Martinsville. Oh, there's too many cautions here. There only.
Well, I don't think not that nobody was complaining. I'm just pointing out.
Oh, no. People were complaining about cautions. Really? Exactly, because you can't make everyone happy. You know what I mean?
But they'll complain about all the cautions at Coda on turn 1.
Exactly. You had an amazing race at the finish. Yeah. Kyle Larson fan right here.
Those last couple laps, it was a couple laps. They were going.
I remember with like 5 to go. I'm like, no matter the outcome of this race, this is.
You never got that at mile and a halves.
Never. I didn't watch much of it. I didn't watch any of the F1 race, but I can guarantee you that nothing in that race compared to anything in this Cup race.
No. You
had a fight. Yeah. Which we'll touch on later. You had NASCAR showing the transparency of this modification that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But like everything just went perfect for NASCAR. You had great weather. You had a great race. Everything was great. You know Tim Horton, right? Tim, the one that stayed with us at... he sent me a meme, a video meme of the fucking fight. He sent it to me. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't watch NASCAR.
It came up to him.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't watch NASCAR. So, it was making fun of Noah with the bowl cut, which is actually like something that's kind of funny, because, like, Noah's going to have to keep that bowl cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has to. Yes.
Because that's going to be associated with him now, is that bowl cut. He did something stupid with the bowl cut. Now he's going to have to wear the bowl cut forever. But yes. So, RCR was penalized after Martinsville, after they brought the 3-car back to R&D, and they tore the car down, and they found an illegal modification to the underwing area, which was the penalty. Turns out what it was that one of the supports or adjustment rods for the rear splitter diffuser, this is really ingenious. This is a really ingenious modification.
The way you were explaining it to me, it was the same thing of what would be on a inner outer tie rod, but it
was so like what connects the steering knuckles on your car, which holds the wheels, the front wheels, which allows them to turn and adjust for tow. So basically, there's 2 bolts, and then you have a I'm forgetting the word. A turnbuckle. You have a turnbuckle in the middle and 2 jam nuts on the end. So the way that you would adjust it is that you would have to loosen the 2 jam nuts and then either turn the turnbuckle in or turn the turnbuckle out. And that would adjust the height
of the swing
of the wing on the bottom. What they did is that they fused somehow. I don't know if they machined it, because I'm sure they have CNC machines there. I'm not sure if they machined it or they welded it or whatever. I mean, you can go on Twitter and I'm sure you can find it, because that's where I found it. But they took the 3 pieces of that, the turnbuckle and the 2 jam nuts, and they made it 1 piece. So that all they had to do is, like, after tech inspection, they changed tires or whatever, the mechanic can just go in there, reach it, and just loosen it with his fingers. Or tighten it with his fingers. Instead
of having to loosen, change, tighten, all that time.
Yeah, because like if someone came out with wrenches, it's going to be a little suspicious. Like, hey, what are you doing? The only way that you're going to find this is by tearing the car down completely.
And that could easily change all the aerodynamics of the car.
Exactly. Especially when everything is like, you could do it on a pit stop.
Yeah.
It's that is very ingenious. And I'm all for team. I mean, because I'm a Hendrick fan, but I'm all for people who push the envelope. You know, I mean, hey, if you get caught, that's on you. You got to pay. You got to pay the penalty. But that was very smart. That would have never got caught if those two cars never went back to R&D. That never would have been caught unless they physically were seen doing it.
Yeah,
which I don't think.
I think like the Toyotas at Pocono,
with the
they
tape.
were told not to tape.
Yeah,
they still tape. They brought them back and they had.
Which like, looking back at it now, like I'm surprised they didn't appeal it, because I'm sure they could have had like the verbiage of the rulebook on their side. Because were they modifying the car or were they modifying the wrap? You know what I mean?
They didn't modify the wrap.
Well, it was a sticker on the car, but what if they said the sticker was on the wrap?
It wasn't on the wrap. The wrap was over it, so they modified
the car. True, but
I'm saying,
but I mean, like, I mean, it's gone now, but I'm still like, I'm still curious because I feel like if they wanted to appeal it, I think to the right ears they could have won it.
Which is probably, but it's funny now.
But imagine so just imagine they get disqualified. Yeah. They appeal. Like Chase Elliott is now the winner.
Yeah.
Like Denny Hamlin was the winner. Half hour later, Chase Elliott is the winner. And then 3 weeks later, no, Denny Hamlin's now the winner. Yeah. You know, like because I honestly feel like they could have appealed it because I feel like that's such a gray area because it's only tape
as opposed to fusing 3 parts together.
Exactly, because that's the thing. RCR appealed the penalty. You clearly cheated. Like there's
you
no way around. Like,
this.
Yeah, like
that's supposed to be 3 parts, and it's 1.
Exactly, and NASCAR had they had the illegal support rod on display in the garage. Now that brings me to another point. Where are the louvers? Mm-hmm. Why couldn't they have a regular louver? Like a regular louver off the shelf from a Chevy team, and the Hendrick louver, and said, "Hey, this is what it should look like." That's what they did. Where is it?
True. That's very true.
You need that transparency. You know what I mean? Because I don't doubt that they could have done it. I don't doubt it. I don't. My thing is, show me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would like to see it.
Because I mean, would Chad Canal sign off on that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If he thinks he could get away with it, absolutely. Just where is the louvers? Where are the louvers, NASCAR? Where are they? But yes, and also this past week, NASCAR added more drivers to the 75 greatest drivers list. They added the Busch brothers, they added Truex, they added Keselowski, Sam Ard from the Xfinity Series. Now I don't know much about Sam Ard, but I know when they talk about records in the Xfinity Series, that's a name they always bring up.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. And Larry Phillips, which it escapes me what he ran in, but I would have to imagine it would be like Xfinity or modified or something like that. And then just right before we started recording this episode, I went on to NASCAR.com and they just announced Kevin Harvick as one of the top 75 drivers of all time.
I mean, you knew he was going to be on.
Oh yeah, I mean, who hasn't been? Was Matt Kenseth named yet?
No.
So I mean, Matt Kenseth, no. Jimmy Johnson.
How many spots are left now?
I don't know. Let's take a look. Oh, let's see. Right here. It should be in this article. So,
new additions.
Kevin Harvick. Yeah,
Busch.
So Larry Phillips was a short track terror in the bull rings of the Midwest. Missouri's Larry Phillips won a record of 5 national championships in what is now known as the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Series. Full records documenting his success are incomplete, but Phillips won a remarkable 220 of his 289 sanctioned starts from 89 to 96.
What?
Wow!
What?
Wow!
That is majority.
A winning clip of 76.1% that included 13 track championships in 3 states. Wow!
And that's not even full documentation.
No. I mean, there could be more starts or,
yeah, but
more wins, but still. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah. I like how Truex is just a sentence.
I know.
But they're gonna add every
It's the champion.
Every champion, you have to. You know what I mean? I mean, there's less than 75 champions. Yeah. Every champion has to get on there. So, which would mean that Matt Kenseth would have to be on there as well. Because I don't think he was named. They've put Ryan Newman on there.
Yeah, I mean, not his racing.
They put Biffle's on there. Fucking
Biff.
Yeah, fucking Matt Kenseth is obviously going to put on there.
Newman, not for his racing, but for his engineering, he's done a lot for NASCAR, for sure. I hate him as a driver, but his engineering input that he's had towards NASCAR has definitely been, one of the bigger, inputs than recent, in recent times.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that video I shared to the group chat with Newman and Logano going at it when he was still in the 20 when he was a rookie?
Yes.
Oh, man. I just
miss... They were babies then.
They were. I mean, not Newman, but Logano was.
Yeah.
I'm just racing, sorry. You don't have to race me like that. And he goes, no, I'm going to hold my position.
But even back then, he was always in the way.
Exactly, like that. Like I'm really interested to see what happens between.
He's gonna be in a slower car. He's gonna be in a slower car.
What happens when Ross tries to go around him? You know what I mean? I mean, Newman was the guy that can make his bumper 8 lanes wide. You know what I mean? Like.
But the thing is, that's what he's known for.
Exactly.
Like he's known
for qualifying on pole and not being able to get past.
God. But it's not good. I mean. But he's known for not being able to get past when he's going a lap down.
Yeah.
Not for like being in the lead, like for being faster, just for going a lap down. Which then, but people complain now about cars going a lap down and being in the way. But they praise Newman for it.
Exactly. Remember when I Newman at Dover?
On the game?
No, when we had the garage access.
Yeah.
And Newman
was there.
He was trying to get around behind me. And I didn't realize where he was. I was trying to get out of his way and kind of just I was like, oh no, I just Newman.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. That was a good time. It sucks that that was right before the pandemic.
It was. Because that was the 50th year.
For free.
Yeah, because we got the tickets so early for the camping.
They just
they just gave us free garage access on that Saturday?
Yeah. And
or Friday was one of those days.
They changed the garages to do all of that.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened and then SMI came in. So I think you could get Garage Pass, but then you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But we got it for free. And that was like, we were there. We were in the middle of everything.
Yeah, we were literally in the middle.
That was not made for fans to be there.
No, because when you go to Pocono, you have a sectioned off area, which I like that. I can't imagine.
I hate the way the fence is, but that is a good spot.
Yeah.
But being in the middle of everything.
Oh, it was great.
We got in the way so much.
Oh, we did.
But it was so good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
where are we?
We were talking about the drivers.
Yeah, we're talking about the drivers, and then we talked about the penalty. Newman going to 51. I guess we just touched on that.
He's going to be in the way.
I wonder what kind of throwback they're gonna. If they are gonna do a throwback, I wonder if they're gonna do a Newman-inspired throwback or.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I saw a mock-up.
I saw a render of his Altel car.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But, Alex, you know what month it is?
May.
It is May. It's going to be May. This is May, which means that the Indy 500 is almost here.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost here.
You're going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
You got your plane tickets now.
We got plane tickets. We got our car. We got the rental car all situated. I'm going with my dad. It's going to be his 73rd birthday. This is going to be his 4th time going to Indy.
Wow.
Yeah. It'd be my 2nd time. Oh, 4th time for the 500. My 2nd time for the 500. This is going to be my 3rd time going there. And his 5th time going there because we went to the Brickyard.
Nice.
Back in 2006. That was my first race.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
I've never been to Indy.
It's Indy now. Especially watching it on TV. When I went to Indy, it was nice. You could just feel the history, and it's just it's an experience. You know, I'm sure the 500, the Daytona 500 is like that, but the Indy 500 is just.
I mean, that goes further back.
It's
Daytona.
Memorial Day weekend. It's you can just feel it when you walk in. Like,
yeah.
And I think I mentioned this on Funts, but like, I'm really excited to go to an off year. Because my only time I went was the 100th running. Okay. There was like 700,000 people there. Okay. Like a lot of fucking people.
So you don't think it's gonna be as like? Crazy?
I mean, it's gonna be a sellout. There's gonna be a lot of people there. Yeah. But I don't think it's gonna be as much hype. Okay. As the 100th running, because that was 7 years ago. Yeah. So I'm excited though. I mean, it's the Indy 500. I love Indy. I'm a big fan of Indianapolis and Indiana. As you know, I'm a Colts fan. I know. I have a family tie out there, and get to go see them, which I'm excited about that. Nice. I haven't seen them since 2019, so it's gonna be a nice little family get together. Good. But this is May. This is Indy, and we're gonna do the parade. So they do a parade the day before the race, where all the drivers come down and have sponsors and stuff. Nice. They do it in the middle of Indianapolis. I don't think that like the Daytona 500 is the same level as the Indy 500 because they changed the names of streets to drivers. So there's 33 streets get changed to driver names. Like they the month. They plaster it everywhere. Yeah. Like like when you go like you've been to Vegas, right? Yeah. I have. Well, you've seen Vegas, right? Yes. Like to put like those full ads on buildings. Mm. They do that for Indy
for the month.
Like Speedway, Indiana is where it is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the track's so big, it's its own town. It is. It's Speedway, Indiana. Yeah. It's just I can't wait. It's getting close and. It's here,
I'm excited for you.
I'm very excited.
You also see all the Snapchats.
Yes, you have the Grand Prix. So they run the Grand Prix earlier, and then they have qualifying, and then they have the race, and then the only thing I'm going to be missing, which sucks, 'cause I'm flying out Friday, is Miller Lite Carb Day. Miller Lite Carb Day, which is like testing and competitions and stuff like that. Kind of like the All-Star race. Okay. But not a race, like just stuff like that. And for all of you EDM fans, if you ever want to go to a race and you want to go to a music festival at the same time, there's the Snake Pit in Indy, where there is a rave going on during the race.
Oh God! During the race?
During the race.
Oh my God!
Yes.
It's always EDM. It's always a rave.
Now it's EDM. Like it used to be other stuff. But, yeah. That's kind of just the Snake Pit has gone to Yeah. But it's a great time. And Indy's just so huge because it's a rectangle. It's like just imagine Daytona as a rectangle or Pocono as a rectangle. Yeah. You could fit a lot of fucking shit. There's a
golf course.
There's a fucking golf course in there. Like I can't wait. I can't wait. And I'm flying back Monday, so maybe we'll do the podcast Tuesday. Okay. But
whenever
I might,
you can for
but
that,
I might get some stuff with my dad. Just maybe interview him or whatever. Yeah. If he wants to. Because he went in 78.
He did.
He went in 78, 93, 2016, and now in 2023.
Jeez, wow. So he's seen all different.
Yeah, he's seen a lot of different
racing.
Yeah, it's a different generation. Yeah. Every time he went, the first race he went was the first time. The name slipped in my head, but it was the first woman in the Indy 500, and then that was also the first Indy 500 without a caution.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's history.
That is history.
And your father was there.
He was. He was. We always see like the pace car, because the pace car was a Corvette. It was a black and silver Corvette with the red stripe. Kind of looked like the out car, but the stripe is much higher. Yeah. And we always joke if we're gonna buy one, but God, now they're expensive.
You gotta buy a shit Corvette and then paint it like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. That body was from early '60s, late '60s to almost the '80s.
Junk the Trans Am.
No.
Buy a Corvette and put that engine in it.
Respectfully, no.
How long has that thing been sitting in your garage now?
3 years. But anyway, anyway, we have some SP to talk about.
SP.
We do.
SP.
So, I'm going to go on record here and say that was the best race of the year. Because we were even talking about this before the podcast, and you were saying, "Oh, top 5." I'm like, "Well, what are 3 other races that you would put?" And you named
Bristol, which was a great race.
Bristol was great, but this was better. And California was a good race, but we didn't have a battle for the. You kind of had a battle, but you didn't have a battle like this.
No, this was one of the closer, other than the super speedway races.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say races because Atlanta is a super speedway.
We already had Daytona and Talladega, so.
And Talladega, fine. So other than the super speedway races, this was your closest finish for the win.
Yeah. Let's see. So, very, very early on. See, this proves my point that people are so happy to blame Chastain. Last week, Chastain get in the back of Brennan Poole. Brennan Poole gets sent off the track, and he wrecks Larson. Mm-hmm. And Larson, over the radio, goes, "What a fucking idiot." I get it. Until he sees replay, which, I mean, again, that's a racing incident. Mm-hmm. You know? You had Reddick get way up the track, takes out Larson, and Larson doesn't seem to be that upset about it. And neither does Cliff Daniels. So when it's not Chastain, it's cool. You know? Which, again, I don't blame either one. I think both are just racing incidents.
Yeah.
So
Reddick got into Larson.
Yeah. So Reddick was tight coming out of Fort, got into Larson. Larson went around, but that fucked him later on in the race because he didn't have a fresh set of tires because he had the only tires left were a set of tires with 7 laps on them.
Okay.
He didn't have an extra set of tires.
Yeah.
Because he used them up in the beginning of the race when he spun out. Right. I think those were the tires that they were talking about to put back on. Right. But what had happened, where am I going with this? I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so that ultimately ended up screwing up Larson at the end because he was short of set of tires.
We were comparing how there was nothing wrong with Reddick taking out Larson.
I mean, again, I think both things were racing incidents. Mm-hmm. Both of them were non-intentional.
No.
But just because Ross Chastain was there, it's Ross's fault, which I don't agree with. I mean, has he done stupid things? Absolutely.
Yes. Has he done aggressive things?
Absolutely. Yes. But I mean, I don't fault Ross for Dover. And I don't fault Reddick for Kansas.
No.
But Chastain was not making friends out there today.
No.
He was not. He got into Bell. Bell wrecked out. He got into Bush. Bush wrecked out. And he got close to Noah.
He got nothing like the other two.
No, he got close to Noah, and Noah did not take it well.
No.
Noah did not take it well.
Noah claimed he got fenced.
He got fenced, which again, I'm sure
that's like a Bell and Chastain talk in Richmond.
But I mean, this is a lot closer than Richmond, though. I mean, Richmond there was car widths in between him and Bell.
But he did not fence.
No, he did not fence. No. But I mean, maybe it was the air. Maybe the spotter said. Maybe the crew chief was like, "Yeah, you know."
Probably how at Richmond, Bell's crew chief was like, "One's down low."
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Exactly.
Gotta go wide.
Exactly.
Probably Noah's crew chief was like, "One's inside. He's pushing up. Oh, he's hitting me."
Yeah.
In the fence.
But I mean, there were a lot of comers and goers because like very early in the race, Toyota was fast.
They were.
And then after a couple pit stops, Chevy was up front. Like, where the hell did they come from? I mean, Chase was leading. Byron was leading. Larson was obviously leading. And then, you know, as the runs went on, Toyota started to come back.
They had the long run
to
cars.
The front. They did. And then at the end, I think it was like the last 20 laps was like when Denny was starting to close in on Hamlin.
They were talking about Denny having, even for, all day, like saying from practice, like they were like Toyotas had long run cars and Denny was the one they were saying long run car.
because I was torn because I had Denny in the pool, but I obviously want Larson to win. He's my guy. I want him to win. But I'm like, fine, Larson can win. Denny can get second because I don't think anyone picked Larson. Maybe someone picked Larson, but
excuse me.
Those closing laps, I remember this is going to be a really good race at the finish. Like no matter the outcome of this race, this is going to be the best race of the year. And then you had on the last lap, Larson gets real loose coming out of turn 2, and Denny.
I don't know. So it looked like at first he was going to go for a side draft.
Yeah.
And then maybe he was like, I'm not going to get there, so I'm going to go behind for a draft. And maybe it was just
Larson backed out.
Close racing, not knowing how close you are to the car, and just they connected.
They did. They made contact. And Larson was looking at the wall.
Yeah.
Larson was looking at the wall, and he still fucking finished second. Show me another driver that could fucking do that.
In the old car, in any of the older cars, that car would have been damaged.
Remember, was that Chicagoland? Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. Remember, slide job.
Yeah.
Was that Chicagoland or Kansas?
I don't know.
Where they're like that was another really really great finish, and then you had Kyle Larson still finished second after being put in the wall. You know what I mean?
But that car was a lot more damaged.
It was. He still finished second.
These cars are much more resilient.
Oh, they are. They are.
Because he was, like you said, facing the wall. Like that car.
He was looking at the white of the wall. He was looking at the safer barrier.
In an older car without that wasn't composite, like that hood would be buckled.
Oh yeah. But I mean, name me another driver that could pull that off. I really don't think there is one. I mean, we haven't seen one. But, I mean, that car was literally sideways. Yeah. And he still finished second.
Yeah. He got lucky he didn't get spun out, but...
He did. And again, I've made it known here, I don't like Denny Hamlin. And I love Kyle Larson.
That was great racing.
That was racing for the win.
Yes.
Because Kyle Larson would do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And if he didn't, he would not be my driver. Because you got to do whatever you got to do to win the race. Right.
But if that was...
Chastain. Oh, everyone would
end of the world.
Yeah.
No, but
unless Bubba was leading and Chastain was in second. He's like, that's what I really want to see. I really want to see because during the closing laps of the race where Chastain and Bubba were racing each other. I'm like, if Chastain takes out Bubba, what is going to happen? Because Bubba's going to fight him.
Yeah. Because
Bubba's shown he will fight.
He's passionate about finishing good.
He is.
Because he knows he can.
Yeah.
And he's gotten so many tough breaks.
I mean, I wonder what would happen after, the Vegas incident with Larson. I mean, he's someone that... I mean, he's our age. I mean, he's someone that has a hard time controlling his emotions.
Yeah.
He does. I mean, I think even after sitting out, I don't think he's going to be thinking about that when he's pissed off at Ross. You know what I mean? I think he's just going to get pissed off at Ross. He's done it to Denny, his boss. Mm-hmm. He's done it to a lot of people.
When you get frustrated, you get frustrated.
Exactly. I don't think he's gonna think that like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get parked for a week. You know what I mean? But I mean, again, I don't think I don't think Bubba got parked for fighting him. He got parked for deliberately wrecking him.
Yeah.
Like deliberately wrecking him in an unsafe part of the track. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I wonder what would happen because a lot of people like to shit on Ross. I wonder if it was between Ross and Bubba, what would the Darfs do?
We would implode. The world would implode.
Because what side do you pick?
Who side do you pick? Ross is an asshole for wrecking Bubba. Ross is a king for wrecking Bubba. What happens?
Exactly.
What happens?
Exactly. That's what I'm waiting for. Is contact between because Bubba's been running well and Ross has been running well.
He finished fourth.
Like they're gonna meet at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's history there between Bubba's boss and Ross. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
it's going to be. I'm gonna tell you, it's going to be go Ross.
I think it's gonna go that way too. But like, it would just be
hypocritical.
Of course. I mean, I don't want to see anyone get wrecked on purpose. But I would love to see that interaction between the two of them, just to see what the fan base would do.
I know,
because like those are two most polarizing drivers right now. Mm-hmm. I would say Ross has overtaken Kyle Busch
as a hated driver.
I would say that all the Kyle Busch haters either went to Hamlin, or Ross.
No, they went all. Well, they already hated Bubba.
Yeah, that's.
I would say so. Because the only haters, 90% of the haters of Busch was just because he was Toyota. So they obviously went to Denny.
Yeah. At least they can hate on Jimmy now. So.
Yeah. Dude, the fucking backlash on that is so ridiculous.
Like I said last week, I'm not happy about it, but hey, if it can make them do better, then sure.
So many people are just like, you're in Toyota now? Fuck you. Fuck it. I hope they do. I hope they do good.
I hope they do well. I really hope they do well.
I hope that shows, they'll just become another cheating Yoder.
Of course.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, so after the race, I remember we were watching Denny Hamlin celebrate.
See, I turned it off right there.
Oh,
That's when Mel and I came upstairs. We were hanging out for a little bit. We passed out at like 6 o'clock.
So I remember I was still cleaning up the room, and I had the race on, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what made me. I wasn't looking at the TV, and then all of a sudden I look up at the TV and I see Ross and Noah, and I go to the fucking group like, "There's a fight! We have a fight!"
See, I started seeing the group chat blow up, and I was like, "Oh, there was a fight," and then I went on Facebook and I saw everything.
And man, fucking Chastain knocked the $5 biggie bag right out of fucking Noah Gragson. He made his bowl cut grow fucking 3 feet when he hit him.
You heard
you heard the contact.
Right on the jaw.
Yeah,
right there, like that was.
And Noah's a fighter. He's showing in the Xfinity series he can land punches. You know what I mean? I mean, whether it was Jet Burton or he never fought Ty Gibbs, which kind of upsets me.
Well, so
I
did see one comment, and it is very true. Of his big mistake is he went 2 hands on Ross's suit.
He did.
He didn't do. As a hockey fan,
I was just gonna say this looked like a hockey fight,
but it wasn't.
Because hockey fights usually start with grabbing.
No, it's always. So as watching hockey fight as a hockey fighter. You go right here, right? Mm-hmm. So now try and reach across. Oh,
you're choking me.
Yeah. Try and reach across. You grab right here. Yeah. Your arm is free. Boom.
Exactly.
Boom.
Exactly.
You can't reach across.
Yeah.
You could go with this, but this is not your strong hand.
No. Yeah.
Because you're also reaching for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Noah went 2 hands. Yeah. And Ross is like, don't. Whoa. So Noah made the mistake of going 2 hands on his suit. Yeah. But he grabbed him like right here. So like Ross is like,
and Ross says that stop.
He's like, don't do it.
He said stop 3 times.
Yeah.
He knocked him out. We didn't knock him out, but
he connected.
He connected very well. Now, there is a tweet that I saw from Dave Moody, the Godfather.
Yeah.
Daddy. Which I think you would agree with. Let me pull it up here.
Speaking of tweets, we didn't look up any Darth comments.
We didn't. I guess we'll have to bypass that this week. But it was lots of opinions out there on the Gragson versus Chastain tussle. My take, when you lay a hand on someone, you better be ready to take hands back.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. And then Michael Annette goes, should be allowed to lay him back, Moody. And then Dave Moody replies, with your hockey background, I'm betting you agree with me on this. NASCAR needs an NHL-esque third man in rule. If the boys want to go, everybody steps back and lets them go. If a crew member steps in, they get a lengthy suspension for their trouble. I agree with that. You got
there was some talk on the fronts.
Yeah.
From what, Zach?
Yeah. You got to let these boys fight. Because I don't want to see someone using their car as a weapon and potentially endangering other people that are not intended in the retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for boys have at it out of the car. And now I respect Noah because you know what he didn't have on? His helmet.
No. Yeah,
he came ready to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know I talked about this last year with what was that? Ty Gibbs and Sam Mayer when they had their fight and Ty left his
left his helmet on.
Yeah. It's a fucking bitch move. If you're gonna go to approach someone, take your fucking helmet off.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's like probably the biggest L for Clint Boyer was when he fucking remember, I think it was either All-Star Race or Coke 600, where fucking he had an issue with Newman. He gets out of his car. He has his helmet on and he runs right back to fucking Newman. And he's talking to him, and Newman's in the car. He probably slip-belted in. He's still in the car. And then he just starts fucking punching him like Rock'em Sock'em Robots in the fucking car.
Yeah.
Like, that was a fucking bitch move.
It is. Gordon, I'm a fan of Jeff Gordon, but he's done that a few times, had his helmet on. And then one of the more notably ones is with Kenseth at Bristol.
Yeah. One I can think of is... Kevin Harvick and Juan Pablo Montoya at, I want to say it was Watkins Glen, where they both had an issue going into turn 1, and then I think they both had their helmets on.
They both did, yeah.
And then I remember, I think it was Kevin went to grab Montoya's helmet, or vice versa, and then...
Yeah,
because this was like 2007, 2008.
The COT cars, they crashed in 01, they crashed in turn 1, they both started talking, they were both wearing their helmets, but they had their visors up.
Yeah, so he
Harvick, yeah,
that sent Montoya.
I mean, but that's a no-no. That's put your hands on. Yeah, don't put your hands on me.
But again, I like Ross. I like Noah. Mm-hmm. Neither of them should be fined for what happened. But crew members need to stop getting in the way of these fights.
Although it wasn't any crew members that got in the way.
I don't know who that guy was.
I don't know.
He looked
with Noah.
He looked like Jerry Rice.
But he was, because even I saw the thing where Chase said something to Noah.
Yeah.
He was there with Noah. Yeah. That guy. So he was there with Noah the whole time, and then he didn't let Noah get anything in.
You need to let these guys, because there's I don't know if I can find it now, but there was a really good photo of Noah coming back for a punch after he got punched by Ross, and you could see the guy holding Noah back. Yeah. He was probably gonna connect real fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I think if that happened, they both would have just fucking would have just brawled right in the fucking floor. Let it happen. NASCAR, what the fuck are you doing?
There's just so many people on the track.
Name a professional sport that does not have fights.
Tennis.
And golf. Well, you know what? We're not tennis or golf. We're good old boys from the South, and we fucking settle our fucking disputes with our fucking left and our fucking rights.
Not according to most people from the South. They believe in the Second Amendment, where you start shooting.
Well, you can't have that at a NASCAR track. But, I mean, fine. You know what? You know what? No. You know what? We're going to have a fucking duel, and we're going to have to fucking make 5 faces, turn around, and fucking draw. Give me the Wild Wild West, baby. No, but...
No, yeah,
because NASCAR loves to be like, oh, we don't want the fighting, we don't want it to hurt our image.
I mean,
and then they'll fucking use it in their fucking promotion for fucking next week's race. I mean, the track will use it for promotion, the teams will use it for fucking promotion, but then they say they hate it. What was
the biggest thing in the first televised race?
The first televised from green flag to checkered flag was the fucking fight at the end of the race between Kelly Yarborough and the Allisons.
That's right.
And that was a 3-way fight because you had both Allison brothers going after fucking Kelly Yarborough.
And you still hear about that today.
Today. Fucking, that was 1979. Mm-hmm. And we're 2023. You have to let these guys fight it out. I would much rather see 2 guys fight on fucking pit road than try to pit maneuver someone and take out someone else that's not involved in it.
For sure.
Know what I mean? Or like Daniel Suarez, where he bumps Bowman at Coda on pit road, and he
Bowman and Chastain.
Yeah, like
both of them.
I don't want to see that. Fight. But that's just I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, they fight in baseball. They fight in hockey is fun. I went to a fucking wrestling match and a hockey fight broke out. I mean, a hockey game broke out.
Yeah,
you know, like it's let them fight.
Mm-hmm. For my water.
Because I still don't think this is done between Noah and Ross, because they work out together. Because apparently after Talladega, Noah approached Ross. I mean, it didn't turn into a fight, but he approached Ross on the company plane.
Company plane?
Yeah. I don't know whose plane it was. I don't know, the Trackhouse or Chevy plane, but he approached him on the plane. And I guess Noah felt he got attacked again. Mm-hmm. And he's want to put an end to it because Noah's a guy that will fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And then I thought it was even funnier that after that fight, you see Ross Chastain go up to victory lane. I'm like, oh, what is he gonna take out Denny now?
He's like, no. Hey, Denny, you see that?
Apparently, he didn't.
No.
Denny didn't see it until like an hour after everything happened.
It was like in some like Bob Harker showed him.
That's some new meme material. But Ross congratulated Denny on the win.
He did.
So, is it over?
Not until it gets into him again. but then he knows not to upset him.
Yeah. He will let the punch him. Yeah. Vegas boy attacks Florida man. Florida man answers back.
Is Denny also from Vegas?
No. Noah is from Vegas.
Oh.
But yeah, so I couldn't imagine a better weekend for NASCAR.
No.
You had a good.
Not at all.
Only way we could have gone better was Larson wins, and you had a really you had an actual fight between Noah and Ross. But that's just my opinion.
That's your opinion.
I'm
even okay with the way
even with Denny winning, I'm still willing to call this the best race of the year.
Mm-hmm.
My guy lost. This is still the best race of the year.
That was a great finish, a great race to finish. It was multiple laps. You don't get that on Speedway anymore.
No.
God damn.
Hour and 5. Damn.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. So, dark comment of the week. I
tried to start scrolling, but it's just so much.
I have one I could use.
Okay.
So, Caitlin Larson, the wife of Kyle Larson, tweeted.
I did see something about that.
Actions hypocritical. Again, Caitlin, I'm not calling you a Darf, but that's racing.
Mm-hmm.
That is Rubbins racing. You know what I mean? What is that?
Hold on. Okay, so someone in a post in a group said, "What is the worst experience you ever had getting a driver's autograph?" And this is the second one.
Second one? In the bathroom.
I just think that's funny.
That'd be a glory hole.
I just thought that got us a good laugh. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, there were some good ones, but just I didn't think to save any.
No. Again, I'm still waiting for you fucks to tweet us so we could use your tweets instead of having to harvest the internet for your own entertainment. It's our entertainment too. It is funny.
Chase is soft.
Same.
Look who it's from.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. Chase was encouraging Noah to go after Denny.
He did.
And then after he's like, yeah, someone's got to do it. If you could have these guys in the spotlight, because this made it on ESPN. Logan shared it to the group chat that it made the top 10 on ESPN, the whole fight. If you can get these guys to be household names, you're going to have a most popular driver who has a bigger personality than their cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, Chase Elliott. I love you, Chase. But, man. Personality of a doornail.
He is. No, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to look for some comments. Because I know there were some good ones.
Yeah. But yeah, that guy. He looks like Jerry Rice.
I know.
I first thought it was him. But, anyway. So, next week, we have Darlington.
Throwback
weekend at Darlington. Now, I gotta say, maybe for next week episode, we can rank our top. You want to do top 3 favorite throwbacks?
I would even. Yeah, because not even all of them are out yet.
Because Kyle Larson hasn't announced his. Dylan and Busch haven't announced theirs.
No.
Because it seemed like last year it was very people did throwbacks this week and then they did it Liberty weekend as well.
Yeah, because there's 2 races. Yeah.
But it seems like everyone's going in full swing. You know, the 75th anniversary. Everyone's doing it. You know.
Well, that's the thing. Also, when they started this throwback weekend, there was also only one race at Darlington, which is the oldest track they race.
But this is now the throwback weekend.
Okay.
Because it was billed as that to fans last year, but I feel like teams didn't get the message.
No.
Because I remember like the Wood Bros didn't do their throwback until the Labor Day weekend race. But I think next week you want to do like your top 3, top 5 paint schemes, and that could be across.
Yeah. Because Xfinity has some good ones too.
Because you got RCR and Xfinity paying homage to Kevin Harvick.
Yeah. It's funny because I shared you a couple of the truck ones, and they're like throwing back to like not like 5 years ago.
Exactly. like that was like Jimmy Johnson's throwback his last season. It was a throwback to a paint scheme of the current generation of car he was racing.
Yeah.
Like that's not a throwback.
No. Yeah, I mean, there are already some good ones.
Because you got Bowman throwing it back to
it's a car his spotter spotted for.
Or drove.
Haviland. No, I thought it was a spotter for it.
No, I think that was his drove. Yeah, I think his spotter drove. It was like one of there was like a short track car.
Okay.
You got Byron with a bitch.
No, that was an Xfinity. That was a Busch car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Anyway, you got Byron with a bitchin' ass scheme.
I mean,
it could be better if they put the pond in the car, but
if they put what?
The pond.
I mean, we talked about this.
Yeah.
So like, you look at Ross throwing back to Dale Jarrett, and great paint scheme.
Think about this, because I don't know if we talked about this last week. Who sponsors Denny?
FedEx.
Who's going to be on the car for Ross at Darlington?
UPS.
They're rivals.
I mean,
that is great fucking marketing.
Yeah.
Like,
you said FedEx isn't on his car anymore. They were on it last year. I don't see why they couldn't be on it next week, but we'll see.
Well, they're running the throwback they ran last year.
I didn't see it.
It was like the basic, like the FedEx, like the Federal Express.
They announced Denny's car?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't see it. Anyway, so besides the fact that there's going to be two UPS throwbacks.
Yeah.
One with UPS on it. So
yeah.
Ross is one of their sponsors for Trackhouse is
Worldwide
something whatever. But they're a partner of UPS. But they don't put UPS on it until they did the throwback. But they're partners. Now, Axalta is still part of DuPont. They are still partners.
Worldwide Express.
Now, they could have just kept Worldwide Express on that car because they're partners and still done the UPS, but they put UPS
on the hood and on the deck lid.
Yeah. There is no reason why they couldn't put DuPont on Byron's car. Anytime they run Axalta, because even when Jeff had just DuPont paint, they would put, he would have a special thing where it was DuPont.
A special division of DuPont on, yeah.
Yeah. There's no reason why, because that still exists, DuPont Tyvek, or the other divisions.
That's the house wrap, right?
Yeah.
Tyvek, yeah.
There is no reason to use the logo. There's no reason not to use the logo. DuPont.
Yeah.
For even though it's the paint, it's Axalta paint. There's no reason to still put DuPont. You could put Tyvek underneath it. It's the same. They're partners. You can still use that logo.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they also announced Chase Elliott's throwback, which is to his father.
Or
Casey Kane.
And yeah, it's for Casey Kane Friday.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Casey Kane. Even though Casey Kane Friday.
Unless you listen to this on Friday, it's key. But yeah, that's the most recent Bill Elliott throwback he's used.
Yes. Yeah. But I like how they use the 9 with it, because I mean
they use the Evernham 9
because that's a throwback to Bill and Evernham. You know what I mean?
Yes,
for
sure.
Who was on
I mean when Casey Kane ran his final year, he used that 9 with the 95.
Yeah, with the 95. Yeah, with Dumont, whatever it was, Dumont engines.
Jets.
Yeah, Dumont Jets. Yeah. I wonder if we could see throwback paint schemes. Like, just get them all. I mean, it probably won't be out until probably.
It's cool. It's the coolest with the 24 that they're throwing it back to when they did the 50 greatest NASCAR drivers.
Yeah.
Now that NASCAR's doing the 75 greatest, they're using that same paint scheme as a throwback, which is really, really cool.
So you got Ross Chastain racing the Dale Jarrett throwback, and
Ricky Stenhouse. They're doing the same car, which is hilarious.
We'll get there. So
this is the worst.
This is one of the worst. I hate it when a sponsor will not bend the rules and use the right paint.
That's
colors.
not even the one that offends me.
It's the fact that he didn't even race it.
It's a throwback. Yeah, they're like, oh, this would have been the car he would have driven if he didn't hop in right away for Dale.
Yeah,
but like, that's not his paint scheme. Then you're throwing back to who raced that car.
Probably like Mike Bliss or something.
So you're
I
don't know.
Johnny Benson, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. You're throwing back to somebody else. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But you're just using that as an excuse that he was going to be in it.
Yeah. And
red car. The only thing that's a throwback is that font.
Yeah. Again, one thing I don't understand, why are we racing on Mother's Day and not Father's Day?
I don't know.
Like, wouldn't you want to take your dad to a race on Father's Day?
I would.
Would you want to take your mom to a race on Mother's Day?
If she was a fan.
Would your mom want to go?
No.
I would. I feel like the general consensus would be like a father's gonna want to take his kid, or a kid, or a son's gonna want to take his father to a race on Father's Day than on Mother's Day. Because we don't race on Father's Day.
They take a week off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Talk to NASCAR about it.
Well, I'm trying to do that.
I just want to use this as an excuse. People, you're like, everybody is creaming over this.
Yeah, it's just a red car.
It's a red car. The only thing that is any throwback is that 9. Because it's not even, because Dodge doesn't exist anymore. So it's not even the sponsor.
Well, Dodge does exist, but Dodge is...
Not in NASCAR.
No.
Now, so many people always say, what's the most iconic scheme?
Dale
Earnhardt. Can you do me a favor and get those two die casts for me? I don't even want to do the pictures on here because I did this to you and you're like, oh.
What, the jack and
Grab them both. Okay, we got the classic Dale Earnhardt. It's dusty. We got the classic Dale Earnhardt with the plus, great, but you got the black, red, and silver, orange and silver technically. With the little swoops on the front, on the bars, it's really pretty basic. And, everybody hated that, they didn't want them to ever race it again. Now, it's not the 3, but it's the same fucking scheme.
You can go in a little closer.
Same scheme.
It's just lower.
It's lower and it's not orange.
Yeah, it's lower on the car.
It's the same.
Well, remember Dylan's Bass Pro paint scheme from a couple years ago? It was this just higher.
But there's nothing special about it.
You see, do you have a current car? Okay, grab that one. So what's the big difference between this car and that one?
This got a lot going on.
This has a lot going on too, in different ways.
A lot of sponsors.
This has a lot of contingency decals. See? So like the decals will take up the sponsor. Now, I don't mean to show you up or show you wrong or anything, but you really can't have that much of a complex paint scheme on this car because the sponsors are going to get in the way. Whereas with this next gen car,
I don't have any.
Show that one.
No, because say that the 44, the truck, but that's not the car. No. But you had a scheme that was like that's based off of the scheme.
Okay.
You're not gonna get it with the Jeff.
Look how great this looks. You got the decal. It's a little beat up, but you have the contingency decals on it, right? Now look at the same thing without it. It's bland. It's boring.
This is also half.
But still.
Grab, scoots a little bit. Grab that 32 throwback. Come over. Grab the Matt DiBenedetto 32. The Jeff Burton one. Now, this is when they started not doing a lot of contingencies. But this car had a lot of... It's a very, detailed with the lightning bolt. But it's got a lot going on with it. They put all those decals over it. This car would have... This
car looks boring.
That car looks great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Boring because there's no contingency decals on it.
That looks great.
If they raced that
that's clean.
If they raced that in the 90s, people would hate it.
That's clean.
I mean, they hate it anyway because, the Rainbow Warrior. But
nobody likes rainbows. I like rainbows.
But I'm saying, because there wasn't room on the car to have much... But it's simple and plain, you know what I mean? It's still, because there's so much of this car that's taken... This isn't a lead. There's so much on this car that's taken up by the contingency decals that your eyes just don't see it just as a plain black car. You know what I mean?
I see a plain black car.
But even when Dylan, probably can't even pick me up on that podcast. I'll put it up on the screen. But even when Dylan ran the Silver Select,
yeah.
It's the same paint scheme as Dylan had, just silver, red and black. It still looked really sharp on that car, even without the contingency decals.
The silver was good.
The silver, it popped. It looked really good. But
what else we got? Back to throwbacks.
Yeah. So you have what's his face?
Eric
Almirola racing a Dale Jr. throwback to his 2001 Pepsi 400 one.
I like how there's more room for the
player, yeah. This is the worst attempt at a throwback.
I mean, I can see it, but it's just...
That's his regular car. Right?
Yeah.
You cover up the greenhouse, it's his regular car. I mean, he's throwing it back to his dad with a wing sprint car.
Yeah, other than that...
That's his regular car.
Yeah, I know.
That's terrible. It's a different shade of blue, I think.
The only thing is that little line.
Yeah. You have Briscoe throwing it back to Tony Stewart's Turkey Night Grand Prix winning scheme.
That's a Jeff Gordon scheme.
It looks good though.
Yeah.
It looks good. I mean, I wouldn't know, but it's a car of flames. It looks good. Flames on cars look good. Makes it look like it's going really fast. This is another contender for the worst throwback. You have like so I'm going to put this picture here. So you have Joe Gibbs throwing the 20 of Bell back to
Matt Kenseth. It's the sponsor, which is great.
They made the quarter panel sponsor logo smaller on this car with so much more room than they did on. Like, they easily could have put it out to there.
Joe Gibbs is
the worst when it comes to real estate behind the number. They're the absolute worst.
They've been doing this with every car.
It's terrible.
Even, like, without this. Like, they can move that yellow up and use the whole thing.
Especially on the 20.
But they've done this with every car. Even a regular sponsor.
Terrible.
Why do they do this? Are they that opposed to it? Like, what is that?
I don't know.
See, like, this is great.
Yeah. The Joey Logano paint scheme. Throwback paint scheme throws it back to one of the early Roger Penske paint schemes, which I think it looks great. And,
they moved everything up.
Yeah,
it doesn't look off.
No,
and bigger sponsor.
Bigger sponsor. They changed the font. It looks great. It looks like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It would be so much better because that arch was there because it went around the DuPont logo.
Yeah. There's no reason to not use DuPont.
I mean, it still looks good, but still.
Yeah.
And I like how they put the 75th anniversary on.
Well, yeah, because this is a throwback to the 50th.
Yeah.
It's great.
You have Ryan Preece throwing it back to... Yeah, they went from
this could be any other car.
I know.
It could be any other car. There's nothing special about this. I can almost
guarantee you that's not blue.
Probably not.
Because that's the United Rental blue. I almost guarantee you it's not even the right color. So this is throwing it back to one of Jimmy Johnson's Power Pride schemes. It looks good.
It's good.
It looks good. Now, I wonder if they're going to pull what they did with Bubba. Yeah.
Because that's just... No, they already announced a 43.
See, I thought they did.
They did.
I thought they did, but
it's STP. That's not it.
This is what they came out with.
That's not it. It's STP.
So you think they're going to do the old switcheroo?
They already announced the STP. Like with Bubba, they didn't announce the STP until they ripped it off. Mm-hmm. They already announced the STP. That's not right.
No, this one just came out. Because I kept seeing that one. But I think that might have just been a diecast. I don't think it was that.
Well, then they messed up.
Yeah.
Then they messed up. Because NASCAR even shared it.
I know. Because I thought that was it too. But no, it's this. Unless it is going to be like with Bubba when they tore it up. Which, that was cool. I liked it.
No, that was very cool
because,
when they did that.
I can imagine the pressure he was under to not tap the wall during practice.
Yeah, right. Because he even he practiced and
qualified with, yeah.
That car went on the track with that.
It did. So we have the second. we have the second.
You think
Dale Jarrett throwback?
You think they felt bad about after Chastain came out with the UPS on it?
Right.
And then
they're like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
Josh Berry throwing it back to Hendrick Motorsports, and Alex Bowman are paying tribute to Kevin Hamlin, the spotter of the number 48 Camaro at Darlington Raceway. The paint scheme is designed to match the livery that Hamlin drove when competing in the NASCAR Busch Series for Ganassi in 2007 when he scored a pair of top 10s.
That's cool.
Which, honestly, this looks like a throwback, too. Like, it looked like in 2007 that was a throwback.
Yeah. But, I mean, you know that's not... Like, even Ally, I think...
Ally is good with changing the colors for sponsors.
And I guess they do with the A like that, but like they did a good job with this.
Yeah,
and they used up the real estate.
You got Ty Gibbs throwing it back to Bobby Labonte.
Okay, it's nice.
It's red and yellow. It looks cool. I mean, it looks 90s like.
Well, it's a throwback to Coach Gibbs. That's because that was Redskins.
Yeah,
who's now Washington. Trackhouse always kills it.
Yeah, Trackhouse always has the best throwbacks in Cup. You have Daniel Suarez throwing it back to
the Quaker State 26.
Yes.
Of Ricky Rudd.
Yes, the Rooster.
But they got Quaker State on.
Snub the Rooster.
They got Quaker State on the hood as well. So Ross has UPS on the hood for a UPS throwback, and
it's even the Quaker State. Logo from the 80s.
Yeah.
So
good job with that.
Props to them, but I don't think all of them are announced yet.
No.
And next week we'll each do our own. We'll do top 5.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do our top 5. Our top 5 with our overall favorite.
Sure. We can do that.
Cool. So, do you think that James Dennis Hamlin will continue his momentum?
I asked you, did I use Denny yet this year? Because I asked you because I've used some doubles already. I think Bell and somebody
You're
else.
the first one to go through doubles.
Yeah. Wallace and Reddick and Logano.
You have not used Hamlin once. I used Hamlin twice. But hey, he got me 37 or 40 points. So
I'm pretty sure I want Hamlin. Don't quote me on this. I might change it.
I'm literally quoting you on it right now.
I might. I'm pretty sure.
I'd go Hamlin.
Yeah, he's good at Darlington.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say he's gonna continue on. I can't say he's gonna win, but he's gonna do good.
Joel's saving Hamlin for Pocono because she's gonna buy Hamlin merch.
All right.
Told her she's driving home.
I gotta use the bathroom so bad.
All right, so we'll start wrapping this up here. So throwback weekend, we already went over the paint schemes for the year. We already went over our picks. So I would say that
who are you picking for
Logano?
Okay,
he won last year. He seems to be up and down. He'll win and he'll go like it's just I'm hoping that I can ride that wave.
This is the first time we're saying someone's going to continue the momentum. By the way, me saying this.
You saying that?
Me picking Denny.
Yeah.
We haven't said like, oh, they're going to continue their momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we might have said it, but like they might do well. But like we never went with that driver. I'm saying like Danny's going to do good as well in Darlington.
Wow, hour and a half.
Perfect.
It'll take a lot to edit. So.
Yeah, but like, how much of that beginning are we going to cut?
True. With everything said, this has been episode number 13 of the Armchairs Racers podcast, and I'm your host, Tommy Joe, alongside my co-host,
Alex Reckless.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. I gotta go to bed so bad.